review, and today we'll be reviewing Halloween, the first original one. So, Halloween is directed by John Carpenter and features Jamie Lee Curtis, Donald Pleasence, Nick Castle, PJ Soles, Nancy Kyes, and Brian Andrews. So, the plot of Halloween is that it takes place on Halloween Day, and oh wait, before I get into the plot, I just want to say that you guys may notice something completely different about me. And yes, I spray painted my hair earlier today because I wanted to look cool for Halloween. Is there anything else I should say? Okay, back to the plot. It takes place in Halloween Day, and there was this little kid named Michael Myers who, when he was just 6 years old, murdered his older sister, and then since then, on that day, they sent him to an asylum. And then 15 years later, once he's 21 years old, in his asylum, they want to transfer him to a bus. They want to transfer him to a different asylum with all these other asylum people too. But then the bus crashes and they all get set free. And so does Michael too. And so Michael steals his former doctor's car, and then he drives away with it. Yeah. And so once he drives away, once he drives away with the car, he goes to Haddonfield, Illinois, because that was where he lived. And what else was I saying? And then we follow with this young teenage girl who's in high school, who has these friends that love dating and all of that, and are interested in the sex life and all of that, and they just really love dating. And Lori, that's the name of the girl. She's not like them. She's sort of the virgin, sort of. Yeah, she's a lot of virgin. She's never dated. She doesn't like dating, but her friends really do. Yeah, so she's basically completely different than her friends, and yeah, and she's a babysitter too. She babysits these little kids. No, just one little kid named Tommy Doyle. Is there anything else I should say? And she starts seeing Michael Myers a lot, and that really creeps her out. And yeah, and Michael Myers, what he's doing in Haddonfield, Illinois, is that he wants to kill a lot of babysitters and a lot of people, wait, is that what he wants to kill? What does he mostly? Who does he? What's his main? His main target is mostly babysitters, I would say. Yeah. Is there anything else I should say? And then we focus with this other dude too, named he's an old man. He was Michael Myers' doctor. He was his therapist. Yeah, he would study off him a lot. His name was Dr. Sam Loomis. Yeah, Dr. Samuel Loomis. He's been studying off Mike. He at first, the first 8 years, he was knowing him. The first 8 years he was knowing him, he was trying to study off him and see what made him crazy and all of that. And then he spent another 7 years trying to lock him away because he saw what was living inside him was pure evil. Yeah, and so once Michael escapes, that easily freaks him out to the max, and that makes him want to catch Michael, and and that makes him want to catch Michael. Yeah, before he kills anyone. So yeah, that's basically what he's doing too. Let me see, and he gets the sheriff to help him out too. Is there anything else I should say? I think that's the main plot of Halloween. Now, do I like Halloween? Yes, I love Halloween. This movie's really, really good, actually. And there is not a perfect time to review this movie, actually, besides Halloween Day. Yeah, but I doubt this review is going to get uploaded today, because, I'm reviewing this at 11 o'clock right now. It's 11:20, I think. Yeah, it's 11:20, and, I doubt the review will get uploaded before midnight. Yeah, but at least I'm reviewing it. It's better than not reviewing it. But let me think. What else should I say? So yeah, this movie's really cool, actually. I really love this movie. This is a lot of people's favorite horror movies, actually, and I respect them for thinking that. But it's not my favorite horror movie, but it's definitely one of my favorite horror movies. Yeah. Is there anything else I should say? And John Carpenter directed this movie. And John Carpenter, he's done some amazing movies, actually. Like, he's done The Scene, he's done Escape from New York. I've seen both those movies. Both those movies are amazing, actually. Yeah, but I find those movies only a little bit better than this one. But don't get me wrong, I still really, really love this movie. Yeah. Is there anything else I should say? Before I get into the characters, but this movie's really creepy too. Like I find this movie really creepy actually. Like this movie actually does scare me at times actually. Like the whole this movie had a really cool atmosphere to it, I would say. But I'll get more into that in a bit. But I really like the whole setting of Halloween. That whole setting was really cool too. Let me see. Is there anything else I should say? But yeah, and I just thought this movie like had a lot of scares too. Yeah, and this movie was making this movie like this movie's budget was like $300,000, and like for that time even like that was very short for a movie, and that's very short for a movie. Like even like especially now too, and like you can so tell that like this movie is very cheap, is very low budgeted too, because like there are some low budget shots, and like a lot of the sets and all that look pretty low budget too, but that's not really a problem at all. I just and like that I thought that was really cool too, how like this movie still became very successful despite its low budget. Yeah, and like even the Michael Myers mask, that mask only costed $1. Like it was just a William Shatner mask that they like spray painted white and then cut out the eye holes. Yeah, and that became one of the most legendary masks of all time. And yeah, and I thought I thought that's a really cool backstory to this movie. Is there anything else I should say? Okay, let's get on to the characters now. First off, let's talk about Laurie Strode. I really, really loved Laurie a lot. She was a really cool character. I really loved how like what was I saying? How like she's the virgin out of all of them. That like she's the most different out of all her friends, and like she's not interested into the dating life and all of that. Yeah, but like she's like interested into this boy named Ben Tramer, and like her friends are just like, Ben Tramer's the one for you. You'll talk to him tomorrow. You can even ask him to homecoming. Yeah, I really like those scenes a lot where they're just having Laurie they're accompanying Laurie for Ben Tramer, but we've never even seen Ben Tramer. We don't see him until the second one, which I will not review the second one today. I'll probably review it next year actually, or before Halloween Kills comes out actually. Next year I hear Halloween Kills is gonna come out. It was supposed to come out this year, but they delayed it because of COVID. Yeah. But like before that movie comes out, I'll review all the Halloween sequels. Yeah. Is there anything else I should say? Let me think. What else was I saying? But like right now, we're just reviewing the first one. Is there anything else I should say about Laurie? But I really liked her. Like, I really liked how she was always scared of Michael Myers. Like when she would see him, like through like in the like through her window and all of that, like in front of the school and like in front of and like in her backyard too. She's really freaked out about it, and she's always really freaked out how she keeps seeing the same guy over and over again. I really like those scenes a lot, and like she even sees him behind a hedge. Yeah, those scenes were really creepy, I would say. Is there anything else I should say about Laurie? Let me think. Is there anything else I should say about Laurie in this movie? Let me think. Oh yeah, and I really like how like how she babysits Tommy Doyle, this boy named Tommy Doyle. I really like the scenes a lot where she's really nice with Tommy Doyle, and she really cares for him too. Yeah. Is there anything else I should say? So yeah, and she mostly becomes Michael Myers' main target because like she's a babysitter. Yeah, and I really like how like Michael like kills so much random people. But I'll get into that once I talk about Michael. Is there anything else I should say about Laurie? Let me think. Is there anything else I should say about Laurie? Let me think. But yeah, and I thought Laurie like towards the end I thought she was pretty cool actually. Is there, I think that's it about Laurie, actually. Let's talk about Michael now, the main point of this movie. I really, really love Michael Myers a lot. Michael Myers, I find him one of the most legendary horror icons ever. Like, I can completely get why he's so legendary, like, why he's so famous. Yeah, Michael Myers is just really creepy. I really love his backstory where, like, he killed his older sister, and then when he was just 6 years, he was only 6 years old when he did that, and then he went to an asylum for the rest of his life. Well, not the rest of his life, just for 15 years. Yeah, and then and then like the bus crashes, and then like he's able to drive a car perfectly. And I really love those scenes a lot where he's driving the car, where like he never even got taught to drive a car. Like he's literally like never got taught to drive a car. Like he's been in there since he was 6 years old. But like once he's driving this car, he can drive it perfectly, and I really like those scenes a lot. And I find that really creepy actually, how he can drive that car perfectly, but he's never even had any driving lessons. Yeah, and that basically tells you that maybe the supernatural helps him out too, because like the supernatural does help him out in this movie. Yeah, let's talk about the supernatural helping him out. So the supernatural basically just like guides him, because like whenever he gets shot at or stabbed, like he doesn't die, like he can't die fast, and I really like that a lot about him. Is there anything else I should say? So yeah, and I thought that was really creepy actually. That's basically a metaphor saying that like Michael Myers is so fucked up and he's like so crazy that like he gets the supernatural and like this whole crazy spirit helping him out with surviving. Yeah, I really like that a lot about him. And like his mask I find really creepy too. And the William Shatner mask, like that's basically William Shatner's face, but they made it look really creepy, I would say. Yeah, and I just thought it was really cool. I definitely think this is the greatest like use of mask ever in a Halloween movie actually, because like in the sequels the Halloween masks look slightly more and more different as the sequels go along. Yeah. Is there anything else I should say? Let me think. Is there anything else I should say about Michael? And I really like the scenes where he's breathing very heavily. He sounds like Darth Vader actually when he's breathing. He's like, yeah, those scenes were I really liked. I really liked how he does that a lot. Yeah, and I find that really creepy too, how he breathes so heavily. Yeah. And I really liked how when he's driving his car, like he's always stalking Laurie, and he's stalking all these other people too. Yeah, and I just really like how he's such a stalker all the time. Like he's stalking Laurie all the time. Those scenes were really cool where he's just stalking Laurie, and like he's stalking all these other people too. Like he's in their windows. He's even spying on a girl changing. I just really love how much of a stalker he is. He's just really really creepy. Yeah. Is there anything else I should say about Michael? What else should I say about Michael? And I really liked how, like, in this movie, he doesn't even stab people much. He mostly just chokes them out. I really liked that a lot about him. Yeah, I find that really creepy, actually, how he mostly just chokes people out rather than stabbing them. Yeah, and it's very rare when he stabs people in this movie, actually, because, like, choking people out is what he mostly does in this movie. Yeah, but all those scenes where he chokes people out are really, really cool. Is there anything else I should say about Michael? Let me think. Um, let me think. And I really liked how like he like when in the end when Sam Loomis was with him, he didn't even give a shit. Like he was still doing like damage. Yeah, I really like those scenes, and I really like all the scenes where he uses his knife is really cool too. Like the scene where he chokes out the kid and like on the door, and then he just like stabs him, and then he hangs on the knife right there. Yeah, that scene was pretty cool. Is there anything else? Okay, let me think. Um, I think that's it about Michael for now. He was just a really creepy character, actually. Like I thought he was the perfect villain for a movie like this, and like the whole atmosphere of him just going after babysitters is just really creepy, and the whole atmosphere of him just being like a neighborhood killer too is really creepy too. Like being a neighborhood stalker and all of that. Yeah, that whole atmosphere was really creepy too. Yeah. Let me think. And I really liked Dr. Sam Loomis. He was a really cool character too. I really liked how he knew so much about Michael. Like he knew the most about Michael than anyone else did, and he was the one that was mostly telling us about Michael. And I really like that scene where they're in Michael's house, and then him and the him and the sheriff are talking, and then he's just like, I spent like 8 years trying to find out what he was, and then there's another 7 trying to lock him in there. And yeah, I already talked about that scene already, but that scene was really cool actually. And he basically has, and then he says he has the devil's eyes. Yeah, those scenes. Yeah, that scene was really cool, and that whole dialogue was really cool too. Yeah. Is there anything else I should say about him? About what's his name? Sam Loomis. Let me think. And I really liked how Sam Loomis was very, very eager to kill Michael or to lock him back in. Or I think he mostly wanted to kill him actually. And I really liked how he was just very eager on finding him. Like he was staying in his house until he came back. He was even like looking around the neighborhood looking for trouble. And I really liked that a lot about him. How he was, and I really liked in the end when he was shooting at him, but he wasn't dying. Yeah. Is there anything? Let me think. I think that's it about Loomis. He was a really cool character too, and I really liked his whole dialogue too, and I really liked his voice too. Yeah. Let me see. And I really liked Laurie's friends too. I thought they were really funny too. Like I thought they were really funny, but at times I did think they got a smidge annoying at times, just a smidge annoying. Is there? Let me think. I really liked Linda. Linda. I really liked her a lot. I don't know if Linda was the one that Linda was the one that got okay. No, I don't think there'll be spoilers in this video. Actually, I'll try to like be spoiler free. Linda was the one that had the blonde hair and like slept with the boy with the glasses in Annie's house. Yeah, I think that one was Linda. Let me think. But I really liked her a lot, and I really like that scene where Annie's just like, I think I forgot my book, and then Linda's like, well, I'm always forgetting my book, my English book, my history book, my physics book. Yeah, that scene was really funny. I think, and you can easily tell that these people are okay. I forgot. I forgot. I'm not saying spoilers. Like this review will totally be spoiler free, but I highly recommend you check this movie out. Don't worry, you're safe here. This review will be spoiler free, but this. What was I saying? I highly recommend you check this out, especially today. Let me think. But I just so yeah, I thought she was pretty funny, and I thought Annie was pretty funny too. Like I love how like she's always like calling Paul, and she's like wants to pick him up to you know what she wants to do. Yeah, and she's always calling him. She's just always very excited to like be with Paul, but then like she spills butter all over her clothes, and then like she's drying her clothes, but like she's like in just one coat, like she's just in one coat. Yeah, and then like, and I love that scene where she gets locked in the laundry room, and then like she tries to go through the window, but then she gets stuck on it. Yeah, I thought that scene was pretty funny, and then her little sister Lindsay helps her out. Yeah, so I thought Annie was pretty funny too. And you can tell that she mostly cares for Laurie too, and I really like that about her. Let me think. I think that's it about Annie. So yeah, Annie was pretty funny too, and I really liked Tommy Doyle. He was pretty cool too. I really liked how he loved Laurie a lot, like as a babysitter, and like he loved doing so much fun stuff with her, and he really liked being babysitted by her. And I really liked how he was like so obsessed with the boogeyman. He was so scared of the boogeyman because like he was getting bullied at school, and then they were like, "You don't believe in the boogeyman? He comes after people. Like he comes after people who don't believe in him, especially on Halloween." And then that makes him really scared, and that dramatizes him the whole day. And I really like that a lot about him. He's always just always bringing up the boogeyman, and then Laurie's just like, there is no such thing as the boogeyman, you're safe. And yeah, those things are pretty cool. And I really like how he even thinks that Michael Myers is the boogeyman. Yeah, those scenes are really cool where like and I love the scenes where Tommy sees Michael through the window, and then yeah, those scenes are really creepy where he sees Michael through the window and he's just like, Laurie, it's the boogeyman, he's outside. Yeah, yeah. Is there anything else I should say about Tommy? Yeah, so I thought Tommy was a pretty cool character. So let's get to this. I really like the whole atmosphere that this movie had, with just like taking place in the fall and like taking place in Halloween, and like there's like a killer, like a neighborhood killer stalking people and all that. The whole atmosphere I thought was just very creepy, and it was just the perfect atmosphere for this movie. Is there anything else? And I thought the soundtrack, it would be a crime for me to not talk about the soundtrack. The soundtrack was awesome. Like, I love the soundtrack. The soundtrack is legendary. Like, even the soundtrack is legendary. Like, every Halloween, this song plays. You know, the main Halloween song. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that whole song is just really creepy. That song creeps me out too. Like, I just love hearing that song every time I watch this movie. Yeah, I just really love the Michael Myers theme a lot. It's just a very legendary piece of music. Yeah, and it's very popular. I really love that a lot about it. Yeah. Let me sing. And I really liked all the other pieces of music too. Besides that, you know, when they're walking around, there it goes. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, that whole music was cool too. So like all the music in this movie, I thought was amazing. Yeah, just the soundtrack was perfect, and I even catch myself listening to it at times on Spotify. And I thought all the comic relief in this movie worked for me too. Like this movie did get really funny at times, especially with the friends, and I thought it worked. Yeah. Let me think. And I thought, okay, now, let's get to my flaws with this movie. I only have two flaws that make me drop it down a grade. I mean, I would rate it an A plus. Like, I would honestly rate it an A plus, but I have two flaws that make me knock it down a grade. One is that the acting in here is like at times atrocious. Actually, like at times this acting gets really bad. At times, like it's probably some of the worst acting I've ever seen. Yeah, and you can easily tell when it's really badly acted too. Yeah, and then the second flaw is that this movie was shot during the springtime, and like a lot of the shots and a lot of the sets here look like they were taken from spring. Like it does not look like fall or anything like that. Sorry. I don't know why I blacked out there. What was I saying? So it doesn't look like springtime a lot. Like all the leaves are just plain lime green and they're never orange. But the only thing they make it to look like fall is just a couple of fallen leaves. But yeah, and I find that pretty distracting too. How it mostly just looks like spring instead of fall. I was even watching it with my mom and she was just like, "There's Halloween in the middle of spring." Yeah. So yeah, yeah. So that was just very obvious too. So yeah, those two flaws really make me drop it down a grade. Is there anything else I should say? But I thought the pacing was really cool actually. Like this movie, I thought was timed really well actually. This movie's like an hour and 30 minutes, but I thought it went by really fast actually. Like it goes by really fast, I would say. Let me think. And I thought all the effects looked pretty cool, actually. Like, I thought all the effects were pretty cool, actually. Like, they never use CGI in this movie, which is what I really liked a lot about this movie. That a lot of the effects look pretty real at times. So yeah, and I thought all the murders looked really real at times, too. Like, when they get choked out or stabbed. I thought all those scenes were done really well, I would say. Is there anything else I should say? Let me think. And the way this movie ended too, I thought was pretty cool too. Like it ended on a twist, on a cliffhanger actually, and then it sets up the sequel, which the sequel I really like too a lot. Let me think. Let me think. I think that's it I should say about this movie. And unless do I have anything else to say? I think I've covered everything. Let me think. Let me see. Is there anything else I should say? So yeah, this movie's really cool. I can definitely see why it's a classic. Why people call this a classic. Yeah, this is definitely a classic. I would say. Yeah. To rate this movie, I'll rate it a solid A. Yeah. Bye, and see you all in the next review.